So as we walk in here, we've got we've actually set up this area inside to showcase a couple of different roof structures, both a warm roof and a cool roof.
Yep.
We're showing internal battening for running your services. Obviously the Intello is going to give us an air tightness. The Extana on the outside is giving us weather tightness. But whilst we're talking about the cavity battens and the closers, this is the range of closers that the team from Performance and Membranes have brought out. So we have a 20 mil cavity closer, 35 mil. So both of these are generally used for when you're going horizontal cladding. And then we have the 55 and the 70, which allows for the counter batten for your vertical cladding. They are just about to release a 12 mil cavity closer for us, specifically for some of our 12 mil battens. But probably most importantly is their top closer detail. And that's these ones here. And I think the thing to remember as well, these are fairly rigid.
Yeah.
I think they're 1.5 mil alley. They're perforated all the way through. 2 mil aperture,
yep.
So it means that they're bell compliant right up to bell 40. They're nice and rigid. Sometimes if you go with a softer closer, it still allows vermin to push it. Those mice are and birds are going to find their way in. So having a nice rigid closer. Lukey's got the sample piece there of the top closer, and I think there's a lot of confusion still in the market between a ventilated cavity and a drainage cavity, and specifically, if we're only going with a bottom closer and we're not ventilating at the top with the top closer, we're creating a drainage cavity only. And our climate zones down here, 6, 7, and 8, are very, very strong on ventilated cavities. So I think this detail here and what you're seeing here, it's nice little P detail, and that can be used in a number of different applications. We've got one tucked up here underneath this parapet cap. Sitting over the top of a standard 20 mil. We're finding a lot of guys are just going over the 20 mil cavity as well. So it works nicely with the 20 mil closer. And then this has been set off around about 10 mil to allow for the sheet to then slide up underneath that. Yep. And then now we've got a full ventilated running up through and coming back out underneath on this strip edge. Same again down the bottom here, where we've then used it in the opposite direction going into an eave detail, where it's been butted in that direction, cladding butts up to it. Now, I know some people go, oh, I don't like the look of that. I think we've got to go back to understanding the performance of the build rather than the aesthetics.
Performance has to come first.
Yes.
There's always that argument around performance versus aesthetics in there. And to be honest, like that stands out now because it's a raw aluminium product, but you can paint it whatever you like as well to match your cladding.
Yeah, and we're seeing people get these powder coated as well. You need to be a little bit careful that you're not closing up. But what I like about these is the number of holes in them and the perforations, because it's allowing a lot more ventilation than just the little tiny slits that we're seeing in some of the others. But yeah, it's a great detail. We've got it on display. We're putting these in right across our branch network with these stand-up displays. So, it's just a matter of going into your local Bowens store and picking them up off the shelf.